Hey y'all, I'm out here at the house again, and today I'm going to be installing a doorknob and deadbolt on this exterior door. Alright, so just take a look at what's in the package. So we have the doorknob, the latch, the deadbolt, and the deadbolt latch. And then they give you several screws that we're going to be using, a strike plate for the doorknob, and a strike plate and reinforcement plate for the deadbolt. Alright, the first thing we're going to be doing is installing the latch for the doorknobs. And to get this out, all you have to do is pull the doorknobs apart and then slide this off. And if you notice this latch, it has a rounded side. You want to make sure this rounded side faces the door frame. So I'm going to keep my finger on the rounded side and show you how I put this in. So you see the rounded sides right here in the front, because that's what faces the door frame over here. Now to secure that in place, you want to use the small screws that come in the kit. All right, the next thing we're going to do is install the doorknobs. So you want to make sure that the one that has the keyhole is the one that you put facing the outside. And also, if you look at the keyhole, you'll see there's a little round circle down here. You want to make sure that faces the bottom or is oriented downward. Okay, so what we're going to do first is put the one with the keyhole on the outside, and all you're going to do is slide it through that hole and make sure you get it where you want it. Make sure that circle part is oriented downward or toward the bottom. You don't want it up here at the top. Alright, now for the back side. Now if it doesn't want to go together, all you need to do is turn this, and usually it needs to be pointing up. There we go. And now it went down. And this is the screw that you're going to use to secure the doorknob. It comes in the kit. Phillips head screwdriver. It's kind of a weird angle, but you can still get to it. Alright, now those are snug and the doorknob's finished. Alright, now we're going to install the deadbolt latch. And if you look up here at the top, you'll see the word top. That needs to go facing up. And there's also, depending on the size of your door, you can adjust this, and all you have to do is twist it, and it makes it longer. But I don't need that, so I'm going to twist it back so it's in the shorter position. And I'm going to put it in, making sure this is up at the top. And to secure it, we're going to use these small screws that came in the kit. All right, now we're going to install the Deadbolt faceplates. So you're going to take them apart. They just slide apart. And one side has a latch on it. That's going to go on the interior side of the door. And the other one has a key, and this is going to go on the exterior side. And the same thing with the doorknob. You see that little circle down there? You want that oriented downward. We're going to put the keyed side in first. And what you do is you see this center hole? That's where you want this little metal rod to go. This particular model has little like latches on it. So with this front piece, all you have to do is get it where you want it and slam it in place. And that kind of grabs hold so it'll stay in place while you put it together. All right, now that we have the front side on, we're gonna go ahead and put on the back side. All right, so when you look at this, you wanna see where it pivots, and it's pivoting from down here at the bottom, and that's the bottom. And you'll know that when you try to put it on, because this little slot here, that's where that rod is gonna go. And then you can slightly adjust it a little bit to get it where you need it. And there's two holes, one here and one under the latch there. And these are the screws that you're going to use. And so to get it lined up, you can actually look in there and you can see the hole where it goes. So right there is lined up. You can't see it very good on the camera, but you can look in there and get it lined up. So once you get it lined up, you'll just put this screw in first. So I'm not going to tighten it all the way down, but I am going to get it flush. That way I can flip this over and get that one in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tighten that one all the way down. Get it good and snug. And then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to finish tightening this one down. All right, so now the deadbolt latch is finished. All right, now it's time to do the strike plates, and I'm going to start with this bottom one. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It does have a little bit of wiggle back and forth, so I just kind of get it in the center. Then you're going to use these small screws that came in the kit to anchor it down. Alright, this deadbolt strike plate is going to be a little bit more difficult just because it is larger than the cutout that's on the door. So that means I'm going to have to cut some of it out. You can do it with the chisel. This wood is so soft that the chisel kind of tears it up. So I'm going to try to do it with my utility knife. So I'm just going to line it up over the hole and then draw my opening. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah. I did another one of these doors last night and I used a chisel, and like I say, this wood is so soft that the chisel just completely destroyed it. And it looked pretty bad, so I'm hoping this will look better. Once I get an outline cut, I will use a chisel to go up there and chip it out. And I'm just going around and I'm just pushing straight in. I'm not even trying to cut, I'm just pushing straight in. I'm not dragging the blade or anything. Make sure you don't cut your weather stripping. So I'm gonna go around 1 or 2 more times just to make sure I have it cut well. All right, I think I got it pretty good. Now I'm gonna try to knock that chunk out with a chisel. So there's just a little bit more. All right, that one looks pretty good. Now let's do the bottom one. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Yep, that fits. All right, so this deadbolt does come with this reinforcing plate. I'm not gonna use it. If you did wanna use it, you would just put it down first. In these larger holes, you would put these big gold screws that come with it. You would put one there and one there. And then after you had that, you would put this on top of it. But for this door, it just sticks out way too much and I don't have room for it. If your door's like that and you still wanted to use it, you could go around and chisel out the whole area about 1/8 of an inch to make room for it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use the black plate and I am gonna use some longer screws. So in the kit, they give you these little screws that I've been putting on all this other stuff. They give you this to anchor the deadbolt latch or to anchor the deadbolt strike plate. And that doesn't do anything. It's just gonna go into this door frame. So if somebody kicks the door, I mean, it's just gonna pop right out of the frame. So I do want to use a screw that is going to go into the framing of the house. So I'm going to use a 2.5 inch screw. All right, so here are my 2.5 inch screws that I'm going to use to anchor this deadbolt strike plate. So this will anchor the deadbolt strike plate into the framing of the house. When you're doing this, you do want to be careful because if you tighten these down too much, it will pull in your door frame if you don't have some good shims behind it. I do have one right here. All right, so I have the doorknob, the deadbolt, and both the strike plates on, so let's see if it works. All right, so we have the doorknobs and deadbolt installed. Let's see if they shut. All right, so that one went in and it latched. So let's see if the deadbolt will latch. Yep, you can see it go in right there. Come back out. Perfect.